forward, not to stop.
Right now on 11 at 11, a son is fighting for his life after a hit-and-run accident, and police are still looking for the driver that left him for dead. His mother's message to that driver. Plus, a fight outside a gentleman's club leads to gunfire and a woman being struck by a Hummer. Tonight, a man is behind bars. And dozens of children stranded by floodwaters in Colorado safe on dry land tonight. We'll show you how they were rescued. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Chelsea Rabideau. A 31-year-old man is in critical condition at University Hospital tonight after he was injured in a hit and run on I-64 on Thursday. Chad McQuillins was on the side of the road filling up his gas tank when the other car struck him. McQuillins' mother is begging the unknown driver to come forward. 11 at 11's Brittany Gonzalez has more from University Hospital tonight. Brittany.
Chelsea, Chad's mom tells me he had just gone onto the interstate when his truck ran out of gas. Right now, he's in a medically induced coma here at University Hospital. He's already gone several surgeries. His mom also tells me before this hit and run accident, he had never even broken a bone in his body. Laying in the ICU, behind the feeding tube, under the neck brace and near the ventilators. That's Cheryl McQuilling's fighter. Her son.
He's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life right now.
31-year-old Chad McQuilling's organs have started to fail. His pelvic bone shattered, and there's swelling around his brain after a hit-and-run accident Thursday night. Police are now searching for the driver who took off. His family hoping that person will have a heart and come forward.
You know, you don't do a dead animal that way. I mean, even a deer is pulled to the side of the road. You left him to be run over again by oncoming traffic.
McQuilling celebrated his 31st birthday 11 days before this accident. His family praying he'll celebrate another. With Chad in critical condition, his family clings to every moment, every second, waiting for Chad to show some sign of improvement.
Now, that's all I want is just someone, somewhere, to come forth and speak out. As a mother, you just want a blink of the eyes, a squeeze of the hand. You just want something to show me you're in there. Just show me you're in there, son.
McQuilling was on his way home Thursday night with his girlfriend and her teenage daughter when his truck that he restored himself ran out of gas on I-64 westbound. His mom says the gas gauge wasn't working right yet, so McQuilling kept gas in the truck in case he ever ran out. Police say before he could put gas into the truck, the driver of a newer model gray Kia Sorento hit him. And while her son fights for his life, Cheryl McQuilling says she's staying right by his side.
And my only prayer right now is for my child to survive and for the people or person that did this to come forward.
Waiting for whoever is responsible to turn themselves in. And this is the description of the vehicle police believe hit McQuilling. It's a newer model gray Kia Sorento. Police say there's minor damage to the right side of the vehicle and the right side mirror is missing. Anyone with information is asked to call 574-LMPD. And Chad's family also really wants to urge mechanics, if they see someone bring in that vehicle that has damage on the right side, to call police. Reporting live from University Hospital, Brittany Gonzalez, 11 at 11.
Thank you so much, Brittany. A fight at a Shively club ends with shots fired and a woman hit by a Hummer. It happened at the Dollhouse Gentlemen's Club at around 4 a.m. Police say two women began fighting in the parking lot. At some point, someone fired a gun several times. No one was hit, but then police say Antoine Baker hit a third woman with his Hummer. The victim was taken to the hospital and released. Two others were taken to the hospital for injuries they sustained during the fight. They're all expected to be okay. Meantime, Baker has been charged with assault, wanton endangerment, and criminal mischief. Kentucky State Police say a suspect in the shooting death of a Lawrenceburg man is still on the run. Officers are looking for Gary Luttrell, who's wanted for questioning a day after Stephen Briscoe of Anderson County was found shot at his home. Police have already interviewed Luttrell's wife, who was missing for a short time after the shooting. She was found unharmed in the Shepherdsville area. Police say Luttrell should be considered armed and dangerous. He may be driving a black Chevy Cavalier with the Kentucky license plate 372DAP. If you have any information, you're asked to call KSP at 1-800-222-5555. All new tonight, police in Indianapolis are investigating the shooting of an 11-year-old boy, and they say the person holding the gun was his 13-year-old sister. The boy was shot in the arm late last night and was taken to Riley Hospital for Children. He is expected to survive. Originally, officers thought the child was a victim of a drive-by shooting, but after further investigation, they believe his sister accidentally shot him. Police say they are continuing to look into this case, and Child Protective Services has been called in. And now it's time for a first check of the weather with meteorologist Kristen Walls. Max HD radar showing a little bit of rain moving into the area overnight. So as people leave for work, probably a good idea to grab an umbrella.
Yeah, that's right, Chelsea. Watching a very weak cold front that'll drop down from the north. Looking at that warm up, Chelsea, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you so much, Kristen. Tomorrow, a Catholic priest charged with sexually abusing two teenage boys in the 70s is set to be back in court. Reverend James Shook's lawyers will present any motions and pleas they have to a Louisville judge. Shook was set to go to trial in June, but his lawyers argued he was too sick to appear because he is battling terminal skin cancer. At that point, a judge decided to delay Shook's trial. Shook has been charged with 7 counts of sodomy and has been permanently removed from ministry. Also tomorrow, more blasting in the East End as construction on the East End crossing continues. Every day this week, blasts are expected to occur at 12:30 and 2:30 in order to construct a tunnel for the bridge that will connect Utica, Indiana to Prospect, Kentucky. There will be traffic stops off of Kentucky 841 and US 42 for your safety. There are also plenty of changes this week associated with the Ohio River Bridges project. Overnight Monday, the ramp from I-71 South to I-64 West will be closed for restriping. Then the ramp from I-64 East to I-71 North will close overnight Wednesday and Thursday for work on temporary lighting. All of these ramp closures will take place from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. and they're all connected to the ongoing construction on a new downtown bridge. And WHAS 11 is your traffic authority. As construction continues on the Ohio River Bridges project, we will always bring you closures and changes on WHAS 11 News, as well as on our website and on our traffic apps. For local news right now, putting hunger on the run. That was the goal of a 5K today to benefit Dare to Care Food Bank. Organizers behind the Hunger Walk say the event was symbolic of a community coming together to fight hunger. 1 in 6 families in our community don't know where their next meal will come from. That's nearly 200,000 people and more than 80,000 local children.
When you're passionate about the mission of fighting hunger and you see all these people that share that passion and they give up a Sunday to come out, and it's a lot of fun out here, but they're really saying how much they believe in it and are going to fight with us until we make sure that everybody's got what they need.
Thanks to the money raised by the Hunger Walk, Dare to Care will be able to provide nearly 500,000 more meals to people in need. This week, a celebration is underway for one of the world's oldest beverages. Welcome to Louisville Craft Beer Week. Events celebrating craft beer culture are taking place through Saturday. Brewers we spoke to say local brewing is getting bigger and bigger, and the local brew scene has exploded just within the last 10 years.
It's catching on in a big way, and just people who want to buy local goods and want to support the local community. And we make stuff that you just can't get anywhere else, really.
For a full list of events, you can head to WHAS11.com. This just in, this year's Miss America pageant is in the books, and we now have a winner.
Miss New York!
For the second year in a row, a contestant representing New York won the pageant. Nina Davaluri just won a few minutes ago. You saw it right here on WHAS 11. She beat out dozens of other contestants, including Miss Kentucky, a UK student and male high school graduate, and the much talked about Miss Kansas, who made headlines for being the first Miss America contestant to have tattoos. A laser tattoo removal company is out of business, and several customers are out of luck because the company went out of business before the procedure was complete.
I feel like we should get a refund, an apology, something. He doesn't need to be able to start up another business.
Whitney Wrights is one of several people who paid for a series of tattoo removal procedures from a company that first went by the name Lasergenics and then LaserMyTat.com. It's a company that closed up shop essentially overnight after the Kentucky Board of Medical Licensure ruled that the switch laser being used to remove tattoos needed to be administered by a licensed physician.
And then a week after that, I was notified by the representative or agent, investigator from the FDA that he was being investigated because the laser was not approved.
Tomorrow night at 11, find out what the business's owner has to say for himself and whether any of his customers have any chance at getting some money back. That's all right here on 11 at 11 tomorrow night. More than 1,000 people unaccounted for in Colorado as devastating flooding drenches the state. The incredible rescues that are taking place as the floodwaters press in. And Times Square turns into a crime scene as 2 women are hurt in an officer-involved shooting who police were really after. The massive flooding in Colorado is inflicting an unbearable toll. At least 5 people have died. A 6th is presumed dead. So far, floodwaters have damaged or destroyed nearly 19,000 homes, and over 1,200 people are still unaccounted for. Still others are waiting to be evacuated. ABC's Richard Cantu has more.
It doesn't stop. More floodwater and a wave of evacuees. The National Guard and Colorado law enforcement officials have moved out close to 12,000 scared residents so far, hoisting them into helicopters or leading convoys of stranded people from harm's way. Like this caravan of 15 SUVs, buses, and a service truck filled with 87 sixth graders and a handful of adults marooned during an outdoor field trip in storm-ravaged Estes Park. The school district sent the convoy after the National Guard agreed to open a road for them.
We were all really happy when we got home and we saw the cars.
It was fingers crossed, lots of praying that they would be able to get up there and back.
Oh my gosh, this is scary. This is really scary.
Another convoy of children endured this harrowing escape out of the mountains. Nearly 1,900 people are now riding out the floods in 26 shelters, not knowing when they will be able to return to their homes.
How can we ever recover from this? And I know exactly, inch by inch, mile by mile, community by community, they're taking this stuff back. They're doing it. People are getting those things done out there.
And they are, bucket by bucket, removing water from flooded homes, clearing them from damaged belongings, and then down the road, repairing damaged highways and bridges, one at a time. Richard Cantu, ABC News, New York.
One of New York City's most popular tourist attractions became the scene of an officer-involved shooting late last night. The chaotic moments all captured in this cell phone video. Witnesses say police were chasing a man who was darting through traffic in the heart of Times Square when their subject, pretending to pull out a gun, that's when the officers began opening fire, shooting 2 women instead. One was hit in the knee, the other was grazed in her backside. Eventually, the person being chased was tased, and he's now facing a string of charges, including drug possession and disorderly conduct. Now that Syria has agreed to do away with all of its chemical weapons by next year, President Barack Obama says the U.S. is in a better position now than it was 2 weeks ago when he threatened an American military intervention. The president spoke exclusively to ABC's George Stephanopoulos on This Week Today.
Keep in mind that my entire goal throughout this exercise is to make sure that what happened on August 21st does not happen again. That we do not see over 1,000 people, over 400 children subjected to poison gas, something that is a violation of international law.
Though a U.S. airstrike in Syria seems much less likely now, Secretary of State John Kerry says Syria still needs to uphold its end of the deal. And now for another check of the weather with meteorologist Kristen Walls. Will the quiet weather hold up for tomorrow's morning commute, or will we see some rain? It sounds like rain.
Yeah, we'll see some spotty showers around Chelsea. And Sunday, partly sunny with temperatures climbing up to 81. Chelsea?
All right, thank you so much, Kristen. The Louisville Cardinals captured the Governor's Cup yesterday, but why is one Louisville player leaving upset? We'll explain. And after a monster win, Petrino's bunch seems to be slipping. He'll explain last night's loss next in sports with Adam Lefkoe.
Not rule everything around Stevie.
Oh, this is my favorite one yet. Well done, well done.
That was
you got my
Rapcast.
favorite one in there.
Which was what?
You had the banners that didn't lose themselves.
Yes.
You know I like a little M&M.
Now here's the thing. It might be a little bit until we do this again, so just chill till the next
Snap
episode.
back to reality.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. And we have a little bit of rain on the way for tomorrow morning. Not too much, though.
Yeah, we'll see a few spotty showers around for that morning commute. Otherwise, we will see temperatures near 77 degrees. Should be drying out towards the afternoon. Get nothing significant for tomorrow. I think most areas should stay dry. Tuesday, high of 80 degrees. We may see a few afternoon pop-up showers and storms for Wednesday into Thursday. Better chance on Friday, but we'll be back into the upper 80s for Thursday into Friday. Then we should be cooling back down into the low 80s for Saturday into Sunday. I want to hear you. Can anyone rap since we get back in the...
I can karaoke a meme.
She does the best 8 Mile karaoke I've seen in my entire life.
Oh, you want me to do that now? No.
No, I don't think we're going to do that.
That's
no.
one thing that I will not do on a
Quick news of note, the Louisville's first open scrimmage tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m., so check that out.
All right. Thanks so much. Have a great night.